Good to see you all again. Welcome as well to our asynchronous students that will be watching or be participating in this throughout the week. So here we come to the end of our semester, right? Good to know that I told you last week there is no final exam. So this will be our last time together this semester. I know most of you guys are all on my internship, so we'll at least connect at least one more time. And then maybe, Soraya, have you already done your internship yet?
Not yet. I'll be taking it during the summer
Yeah,
next year.
awesome, awesome. So we'll get a chance to connect more about that. I always enjoy getting to meet the students, getting to know you guys a little better that way too. So wanted to just give an opportunity for you guys to share a little bit to me. You may not have anything to say, but just wanted to know if you've had any tech experiences this week, especially things with PowerPoint or ProPresenter. Were you able to do a little more practice with the resources and stuff that I gave you? Anybody have anything to share?
Yeah, I was fooling around with some slides, trying to do the fill in the blanks and stuff.
Good.
Yeah, I was just working on something for experimenting purposes. And I was trying to figure out just like navigating the program by myself, from what I've learned, obviously. So just like getting familiar with it.
Any questions that came up that maybe we could discuss as a class?
Maybe importing materials, like as far as instead of simply copy and pasting, is there a way I can import files onto the program itself and do it all within the program?
So you're saying like, can I import a Word document into it or things like that?
Or is there anything compatible that you can import?
I'm not aware of, I know there is a menu for PowerPoint, like it's supposed to play PowerPoint slides within ProPresenter. But in my personal experiences, I found that it hasn't worked very good. And so when people ask me about PowerPoint, I usually recommend them to export using PowerPoint as JPEGs and then import those JPEGs. The biggest thing you lose is if you've got any animations and stuff set up in your PowerPoint, you will lose those necessarily. And I think that's true if you just use their PowerPoint plugin as well.
Yeah.
Anybody else had any experience using PowerPoint with ProPresenter? No? Okay.
I'd one.
Obviously, yeah. And then the other thing would be like JPEGs, like any type of graphic files, backdrops. I'm going to show you something here in a second.
All
Those
right.
can all just be clicked and dragged right into the window typically that you're working in. So video files, ping files, things like that, those graphic files are usually relatively easy to get in. Go ahead, you were going to say.
Yeah, just one more thing. It was about like if other people make things in ProPresenter, is there a way you can get those like yourself? Like can you share?
Yeah, so a couple different ways. One is the cloud. There's a cloud service that they do, so I can create things on my
Oh,
laptop and then
right,
sync
right, right.
them. The second way, and I showed you this last week, I'll show you here again one more time. You can actually export playlists, and you can also, I believe, export individual library files.
Okay,
And
okay.
so you can export those out, and then you can share. Like for instance, if you create something on your laptop and you didn't have the cloud, you could upload then that to another presentation computer and be able to do that. And it'll take all the graphics. If you tell it to, it'll take all the graphics and files and videos and stuff like that along with it. That makes sense? Excellent. I'll show you that in 1 second too. We'll review that here. Anybody else get a chance to use ProPresenter this week? Do any practice? Your church is using it. You kind of stepped in and said, "Hey, I'm starting to learn how to use that."
I I kind of helped some people that were running the lyrics, not at my church, but at my girlfriend's church.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, I sat down to see what they were doing, and I was like, "Oh, you can organize that." And then she was like, "How?" And And then yeah.
That's great. Yeah, excellent. Glad we were able to integrate the stuff that we're learning in class into a real practical situation. Let's share screen real quick here. I'm going to show you ProPresenter, including the audio a second. You should be able to be seeing that. Just hands up, thumbs up. That's all good. Everybody good? Awesome. So one of the things that I put in for this week that we're going to do, actually, let's answer Harrison's question first. So I'm over here on playlists. If I right click, I can export that playlist and it creates a file. You want to be careful that you make sure you include your media to the presentation. So this whole file would now go out to my desktop, including any media that I put in it there. I'm going to cancel that for right now. I believe you can also do it. Yeah, you can also do it on library items. So you can export those as bundles and you can send them out and you can share them with other people. Does that answer your question, Harrison? Awesome. I see your head nodding. Let me show you one more thing. This could be something that I had to create this just in the last week. Somebody said to me real quickly, hey, could we create some type of a visual we could use with the Christmas story? So I went to Igniter Media, ignitermedia.com. And in fact, I put all these resources in a folder on Moodle. If you want to create this yourself, it's all on our week 15, but this could be another one that you could practice with. And it's probably something you may very easily have to create in the next couple of weeks here. Somebody wanted to read the Christmas story and they wanted to put some video graphics behind it. So I created this really simple little video presentation. Let me go full on live here. So the familiar story, Caesar Augustus issued a decree, census, everybody's going to be registered, Joseph and Mary. And that's the picture you see there in the backdrop. Came to baby being born. Oops, let me go back here a second. Baby to be born, the time she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in cloth and placed him in a manger. And you see the manger scene there. Talk about the shepherds, and you can see a picture of the shepherds there. And I think going on to the shepherds here, here's the angel, and I changed the graphics so it kind of gives you some presentation of a graphic. And again, these are preset graphics that I grabbed from Igniter. I did not create these. They do have a little bit of emotion to them to keep them exciting and visually stimulating. Hurried off on Mary and Joseph and the baby, more of a background city scene here. And when they see them, they spread the word. And Mary treasured all of these things in her heart, and then the shepherds returned. And the graphics and pictures may not totally be in order, but you can kind of mess with it a little bit. And there you see the wise men. I don't think the wise men were included in our story this time, but so something really, really simple that you could create. It's just a combination of importing the scripture reference. I could have used the Bible that's built in. I actually copied and pasted it over from just a Word document someone had sent me. Did a little formatting. I actually had a preset that I use for a lot of scriptures. I'm noticing I didn't include the scripture reference here, so I should go back and fix that. And then again, I just went to Igniter and I grabbed a few graphics and was able to download and include those relatively quickly. So simple thing to do. Any questions on just a simple presentation like that? It's all something you guys could do relatively easy. So I'll stop sharing here. So awesome. Let's talk just a little bit about where we are in the semester, wrapping some stuff up. I am not anticipating our class being that much longer today. I do want to do just a quick devotional, encouraging word to you guys, something to take away from you, but there are no homework assignment. There's nothing that you've got to finish up or wrap up with me for this semester. So it should make it fairly easy for us today. Again, if you're on Moodle, if you've looked at Moodle today, our week 15, I did put a folder in there that has the resources, the video files that I just showed you, including the scripture. I did include a couple more songs. So if you wanted to practice on O Come All You Faithful, which is there, and also the Hillsong Forever Rain. So there'll be a couple more songs that you could get a chance to practice with if you want to get a little more ProPresenter experience on that. Looking at our assignments from last week, so due today would be our web assignment number 9, which was from Church Production, talking specifically about streaming, some articles on streaming. So that was good. It was nice to read some of your articles this morning as I was grading that. So excellent job on that. The second thing that's due for today is your final worship service evaluation. We had you evaluate a chapel service, we had you evaluate your own service, and this is probably something that, or a church that maybe you don't necessarily attend, or an online service or something like that, that you were able to access and to evaluate on that. So that is for today. An encouragement for any of you out there that still have any missing assignments. You have one more week to wrap those up. I got an email yesterday from the registrar's office encouraging us to make sure all assignments were due by the 17th. So we get all that grading and all that fun stuff done and all that. And then also a quick reminder about course evaluations. I understand that course evaluations have gone out already for this class, I believe on the 4th, so almost a week ago already. Just an encouragement to all of you. I got an email from Registrar's office that they had not received any course evals from me yet, so do your course evaluations. Just kidding. Stephen
Do you want
Felix.
us? Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Well, I was gonna say normally we do it in class. Did you want us to do it today, like right now?
Well, I'll let you go and you can finish that in the extra time. Obviously, we're scheduled all the way to 4:15, so I'll give you a little bit of time there. Just
Okay.
kidding. Right? You'll have. I don't know what would be the purpose to do it in class, right? You could all do it on your own time as well, but I'll create the space to be able to do that. So, but yeah, it is a great way. Of course, it is a good way. Edwin's shaking his head. It's not such a great way. But it's a good way for my bosses to know how I'm doing. It's also a good way for me as well. I promise I will read them. I will look at them and adjust and change the classes as necessary. And probably even more helpful a semester like this, where we did all of it online. So just any feedback you can. It is completely anonymous. I will not know who it is unless you give me your name. But I can just try to figure it out. So no, just kidding on that. So course evaluations, if you could do that, that would be great. I think you've got through next week to get those done as well. So finish up any last assignments, course evaluations, and all that good stuff. Any questions you have for me? All righty. Well, let me do a quick devotional with you guys, and then I will get you out the computer. I was going to say out the door, but that doesn't make any sense. So anyways, I read this devotional just a couple days ago, again from Church Production Magazine, something that caught my attention. I just thought it was a really great answer or great reflection for me, also a good encouragement as well. And hopefully that's something that would be helpful for you guys as well. But I'm just going to read this a little bit here. You know, as tech directors, it's really easy for us to just think about everything that relates to our ministry as very technical, right? We're really good at thinking about like numbers and buttons and presets and knobs and manuals and all those type of things like that. We feel safe and secure with our nose buried in a book trying to figure things out, or making a spreadsheet comparing different products if we're trying to purchase some new piece of gear. We come up with complex ways of piecing together technical systems, and we thrive in this environment. But it's also very easy to ignore less technical things like prayer. You know, it is important for us to learn our craft and be really good at technical things, but we also know as much as there's technical aspects of the components we use, we also need to balance this with our reliance on God and our access to Him through prayer. He's the one who gives us the capacity to grasp the complexities of our jobs. It's important to include Him in every aspect of what we do. The article goes on and talks about Matthew 21, where Jesus gets really ticked off at the merchants in the temple, right? He goes in, he has a tirade, he flips the tables, swings his whip around. And as he's quoted as saying, "My temple will be a house of prayer, but you have turned it into a den of thieves," right? You've all heard that story many, many times probably. But the author is talking about the fact that, did you catch this? That he didn't say that his house was going to be a cool house of moving lights and slick videos. He didn't say anything about a house with a great quality sound system or eye-catching graphics. And if we really take a step and look back at this, he didn't even say it's going to be a house of great singing or even inspiring preaching. He honestly just says, "My house will be a house of prayer." So our encouragement today is no matter what you're doing, whether you're learning a new system, teaching a new recruit, or actually running the technical support for a service, make sure you keep good communication lines open with your creator, God. Take the time to pray, seek his wisdom in all you do. It doesn't matter how technical or complex your system is. It's child's play to knowing an all-knowing God. He's the one who gives wisdom, and you might just be surprised at the ideas that he gives you. As you go through this week and through the holiday season, prepare for this weekend, make sure you seek him first. And as you serve during your time of worship, be a leader for your team and guide them into God's presence before leading them into running your ministry. I thought that was a really good encouragement. Hopefully that's something that's good for you as well. Just some simple words of encouragement. And I think it's also things that apply for those of you that feel yourself more pulled to being worship leaders or talent on stage or keyboard players or singers or artists. I have found in my own personal experience in ministry that I've had the opportunity to do lots of different things, and to be on the stage, to be a worship leader. But I've also found in this season I'm finding great fulfillment and joy in being a little bit more behind the scenes and trying to figure things out and encouraging and helping and partnering and teaching and doing all the things I get to do with you guys as well too. So just a word of thank you to you. Thanks for putting up with the online format and all the details. Also want to make myself available in any way I can over the long term. If you come up to questions, nothing gives me more pleasure than when I receive an email or I receive a note from a former student asking a question, or seeing them post on a Facebook group and asking me questions and things like that. So that's exciting. If there's any way I can help, you know how to get a hold of me. So thank you so much for a great semester. I'm available if you need anything, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Professor. Have
Peace.
a good week.
All right. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.